San Marcos is one of those cities that a lot of people don't fully understand until they actually drive it. Because if you're relocating to San Diego County, you may start by looking at the coast. You might be thinking about beaches, walkable downtowns, ocean views, and places like Oceanside, Carlsbad, and Encinitas. But then you start looking at homes, comparing prices, thinking about your commute, looking at square footage, and you ask yourself a completely different question. Do I actually need to live right near the beach, or do I want a more practical, everyday lifestyle in North County? That's where San Marcos starts to come into the conversation. San Marcos is not trying to be a beach town. It's more inland, more residential, more spread out, and for many buyers, more practical for everyday life. But that also comes with trade-offs. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through what it's really like living in San Marcos, California, the lifestyle, location, the housing options, the commute, and the areas to understand, and what buyers should think about before deciding if San Marcos is the right fit for them. Hey everyone, I'm Cherie Harrington. I'm a real estate agent here in San Diego County, and I help buyers and relocation clients understand the different communities throughout North County before they make a move. Let's start with the overall feel of San Marcos. San Marcos is an inland North County city, so the lifestyle feels very different from the coastal cities. You're not waking up in the middle of a beach town. You're not necessarily walking to the ocean or living around a coastal downtown. Instead, San Marcos feels more like a practical North County hub. You have residential neighborhoods, shopping centers, restaurants, trails, parks, college campuses, newer development in some areas, older neighborhoods in others, and access to nearby cities like Escondido, Vista, Oceanside, Carlsbad, and Encinitas. That's one of the reasons buyers consider it. San Marcos can give you access to North County without necessarily paying for the beach close lifestyle. And for some people, that makes a lot of sense. The next thing to understand is that San Marcos is not one single type of neighborhood. This is where buyers need to be careful. You have areas around San Diego Hills that feel more planned and tucked into the hills. Lake San Marcos, which has its own unique feel. You have neighborhoods near Twin Oaks Valley Ranch, areas closer to Cal State San Marcos and North City, areas near Mission Road and Palomar College, and more traditional residential pockets throughout the city. Some areas feel newer and more planned. Some feel more established. Some are closer to shopping and restaurants. Some are closer to trails, open space. Some are better positioned for commuting, depending on where you need to go every day. So if you're looking at San Marcos, do not judge the whole city based on one listing. The area, the street, the commute, the elevation, the HOA fees, Melrose, all of those things can change your experience. So now let's talk about housing. San Marcos can offer a wider range of housing options compared to some of the smaller coastal markets. You might see condos, townhomes, single-family homes, planned communities, newer homes, hillside properties, and areas with all different lot sizes and layouts. That housing variety is one of the biggest reasons buyers look here. Someone may start their search wanting to be close to the coast, but then realize they can get a different type of home or a different type of monthly payment by looking more inland. Maybe they want more space, a different layout, a garage, a yard, or community with amenities. Maybe they care more about daily convenience and being 5 minutes from the beach. San Marcos can make sense for those kinds of buyers. But again, there's trade-offs. If your dream is to walk to the beach, San Marcos is probably not that lifestyle. If your dream is a small coastal village feel, it's not that either. San Marcos is more about inland North County living, convenience, neighborhoods, trails, shopping, commuting, and a different housing market altogether. One of the biggest parts of San Marcos is the outdoor lifestyle. The city has a strong trail network, and you'll see places like Double Peak Park, Discovery Lake, and all the surrounding hills give the city a different kind of outdoor feel than the beach communities. It's not oceanfront outdoor living. It's more trails, hills, views, parks, and open space. This matters because some people think San Diego lifestyle means beach lifestyle. But for a lot of people, the day-to-day outdoor lifestyle is more about walking, hiking, parks, views, that kind of thing, and having an outdoor space nearby. San Marcos can offer that in a very different way. Another thing that shapes San Marcos is the college presence. Cal State San Marcos is here. Palomar College's main campus is also in San Marcos, and that gives the city a more active feel, especially around the University District, North City, and nearby commercial areas. North City is especially interesting because it brings a more mixed-use, walkable restaurant and retail type of environment into a city that is otherwise spread out into many suburban areas. So while San San Marcos is generally car dependent, there are pockets where you can get a lot more of a walkable mixed use feel. And that leads to the next point, walkability. San Marcos is not a fully walkable city. Most people are going to drive for errands, groceries, appointments, restaurants, and commuting. That's just the reality of how most of the city is laid out. But walkability depends on the specific pocket. If you live near North City, certain shopping areas, or specific communities with trails and neighborhood amenities, your daily experience might be completely different. If you live further into the hills or in a more residential neighborhood, you'll probably need to be driving more. So before you buy, get specific about what walkability means to you. Do you want to walk to restaurants, to coffee shops, to trails, just around your neighborhood, to transit areas? Those are all very different things. So now let's talk about commuting. San Marcos is positioned around Highway 78, which is one of the main east-west routes in North County. That can be very convenient if you need to get to Vista, Oceanside, Escondido, or connect to any other parts of the county. The Sprinter Rail also runs through San Marcos, connects Oceanside, Vista, San Marcos, and Escondido, which can be super helpful depending on your routine. But if you need to commute south towards central San Diego, the coast, or other parts of the county, you need to test that drive during the actual time that you would be commuting. Don't just look at the mileage. A home can look really close on the map, but the real drive can feel very different depending on the time of day, the route, and the traffic. This is especially important for relocation buyers who are not used to Southern California driving patterns. Another thing to understand is the difference between convenience and coastal lifestyle. San Marcos has a lot of everyday convenience, shopping, restaurants, medical offices, schools, parks, colleges, every kind of service you can imagine, and they're all a part of the lifestyle here. But it does not have the same immediate coastal feeling as Oceanside, Carlsbad, and Encinitas. The question is not, is San Marcos better or worse than the coast? The question is, which lifestyle do I actually want every day? If you want to be near the beach constantly, San Marcos might be too far inland. If you want North County access, more housing options, practical errands, trails, and more residential daily routines, San Marcos might make a lot of sense. Now let's talk about trade-offs buyers should think about. First, heat and weather can feel very different inland. San Marcos can feel warmer than the coastal communities, especially during certain times of the year. If you're moving from the coast or comparing homes near the beach, that's something you need to notice when you visit. Second, HOAs and community rules matter. Some parts of San Marcos have planned communities or condos or townhome developments with HOA fees and rules. Always review the documents, fees, and what's included and any restrictions before making a decision. Third, the city can feel very spread out. Depending on where you live, your daily routine may involve more driving than you expected. And fourth, not every area has the same feel. San Diego Hills, Lake San Marcos, North City, Twin Oaks Valley Ranch, and neighborhoods closer to Mission Road or the 78 can all feel completely different. So who is San Marcos a good fit for? San Marcos may be a good fit for somebody who wants to live in North County, wants more housing variety, wants access to shopping and services, likes trails, parks, and does not need to be near the beach every day. It may also make sense for buyers who are comparing coastal prices and realizing that they'd rather prioritize home size, layout, community feel, or convenience over being closer to the water. Who may not love San Marcos? Someone who wants a true beach town lifestyle, who wants to walk to the ocean, wants a dense urban environment, or who wants every errand to be walkable may not feel like San Marcos is the right match. And that's okay. The goal is not to make every city sound perfect. The goal is to understand what each city offers so you can choose the right one that fits your life. So if you're thinking about moving to San Marcos, my advice is simple. Drive the different areas before you decide. Spend time around North City, San Diego Hills, Lake San Marcos, Palomar College area, Twin Oaks Valley Ranch, and Highway 78. Test your commute, visit during the day and in the evening. Compare the homes and the monthly costs, the HOA fees, and the way the area feels. Because San Marcos is not just one lifestyle. It's a collection of different pockets, and the right one depends on your budget, your commute, and what you want your normal everyday life to look like. So if you're thinking about moving to San Marcos or anywhere in San Diego County, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to help you compare the different communities, understand the local market, and figure out what makes the most sense for your lifestyle, your budget, and your long-term plans. I'm Cherie Harrington, and I'll see you in the next video.